Welcome to Toyah and Robert, your Agony aunts, deeply unqualified, willing and able to provide you with useless answers to at least some of your burning questions.
Bill Smith, you are deeply disturbed but want to know, what is this rack above our heads?
This is a GNU traditional ceiling-hung laundry dryer, and if you go to Echo Washing Lines online, you can buy one for yourself, prices varying between 47 and 96 pence.
Very practical. Dry your clothes overnight and most of the time they don't need ironing. Fabulous. Now, we've had a question, but we don't have the name of the person who's asked this question. And the question is, what's the best use, 5 uses for a brick? Well, my top use for a brick is Robert was lecturing at York University about 17 years ago, and I loaned him my brand new Tigra, Vauxhall Tigra, beautiful design, wonderful car, bright orange. And when we came out after the lecture, my car was standing on bricks, not a tyre in sight. Another use for bricks: keeps the oven warm, keeps the Barbie warm, saves you money, and you can file your nails on it.
I have a use for a brick, lovey. For someone who learnt their trade playing in pubs and dance halls in Dorset in the mid-1960s, Greg Lake told me that when the beer bottles flew his way, the mic stand would fly that way. Nevertheless, a brick by your rig on stage might be a useful defence mechanism.
And have you ever played a venue where there's a screen between you and the audience?
No.
No, I haven't either, but I've heard about them. Theodore, now this is really important, Theodore. You say you've been playing guitar for 40 years and your playing has become stagnant. What can be done to make your old riffs and your chords renewably exciting for you? Over to you, Robert.
This is an exceptionally good question. So what you might do is take a figure you particularly like, sing it in your head. In our head quietly, sweetie. Now sing it in our head quietly backwards. And then play what you've just heard in your head. Ah, bollocks. But more important than this, how about a little fairy dust on our equipment? So let's first of all, a little tremolo. Whoa, now a little echo. Whoa, little too much echo. Now, perhaps at this point, re-harmonise with some magic chords.
Oh, that was lovely. Now, Paul, you ask what is our favourite song, and before my husband jumps in with a long explanation of his favourite song, actually, I have to say, I think mine is the Moody Blues Nights in White Satin. And the reason being, I always thought it meant a knight on a white horse in armour, just riding through the night. I didn't know it was about satin sheets and nookie. So, Robert, what's your favourite song?
My Pal Foot by the Shags. On their Philosophy in Life, the 1969 album, a sad story about the pet cat, leaving home.
What, with the suitcase?
That I don't know. However, Dorothy Wiggins went looking for it, never found it, but in the song, she wrote that she did, giving a happy ending to My Pal Foot.
You've got to listen to it. It is extraordinary. And for 1969, it preempts punk beautifully. In fact, I think you and I, with me on drums and on rhythm guitar, should do a tribute album to the Shags this year.
I think we could give Dorothy and the girls, her sisters, a run for their money.
God, dreading thinking what you were about to say then. Elaine Sims, you lived in Birmingham and used to go to Barbarella's, and apparently Toyah did too. I'm sure I did go to Barbarella's, but I frequented Snobs, Brown's and the Embassy, and the top rank, 12 in the afternoon, Saturday. Oh, wow. There'd be 300 of us, and when it closed at 3 p.m, we'd run round Birmingham city centre causing havoc. Oh, how wonderful youth was. Lee Cooper, you ask, been fascinated watching Toyah's masterful counting and style of playing, and that it must take so much practice and so much technique to have my power and my ability with counting. Well, it is really remarkable, and Robert is slightly scared of this, but we're going to give you an example of how brilliant my counting is. 1, 2, 26, 34, 9. Lee, I hope that's satisfied your curiosity. Brian Balzac, you ask that you've noticed that Robert looks like Penfold from Danger Mouse. Yes. Now, the interesting thing about Danger Mouse is there is an episode where they are chasing an alien called IER, which is one of my songs. So you are definitely Penfold. You don't believe it, do you?
No, I don't. I know nothing of this.
I would say he's also like Topoggio, which is a beautiful, cute little Mexican mouse from the 1960s, but they wouldn't have known who Robert was back then. At least I don't think they would have known. Robert, you're in trouble. Stephen Gilbert, Jerry Kavanagh, it's Todd Morden. Apologise now.
Stephen and Jerry, my apologies. How dare I insult our friends in the north. However, those in the south suffer as well from mispronunciation of incomers. In Dorset, not far from the Fripp family village of Critchell, is a town called Hinton Martell. Ah, it is not pronounced Hinton Martell by those in the know. It is pronounced Hinton Martle. So my apologies once again.
He's a Dorset ninny. Now, we've had a lot of questions saying that I seem to be embracing my cleavage lately, when it's pretty well known that I like to cover up. Well, everyone has been so positive about my anatomy and so supportive, I'm on the verge of joining fans only. What would you say, Robert?
Well, I read a post online in response to one of our early viddies, and I didn't understand it, so I mentioned it to my wife. The post was this, quote, "I'd like to wash those puppies," unquote.
So, Elaine and Julie Jerem have asked, what is the magic chord this week?
Julie, all right, so that's a little more, here we are, a little more fairy dust. Yeah, good, little fairy, here we go. So, chord for this week embraces the beauty of minor seconds, with transposition up and down an octave, giving us not only minor seconds, major sevenths, and flat ninths. So, magic chord this week.
Oh, that was lovely. I felt REM in there, Frank Zappa, and a bit of the Doors. It was really gorgeous.
Thank you, lovey.
Everybody, we love having your questions. We adore hearing from you. We find it profoundly moving and hugely educational to us, because it's only us in this house, so to hear your stories is fabulous. So please keep your questions coming in. We absolutely send you our love. We wish you, your families, everyone happiness and protection in this weird time.
Be well, stay safe from Toyah and Robert.
Don't forget Sunday lunch tomorrow. Lots of love. Bye.